Chapter 1: The Interplay of Capitalism, Power, and Psychiatry. Have you ever pondered the intricate web that intertwines capitalism, power, and psychiatry? It's a fascinating interplay, one that shapes the way we perceive mental health and its treatment today. Perhaps there's no better way to understand this than through a case study. We'll delve into the story of a small town in the United States, known as Millville. During the first half of the 20th century, this town experienced a significant economic boom due to the rise of a local factory that produced goods for the entire country. The factory owners held immense power, not only economically, but also socially and politically within the town. As the factory grew, so did the stress and mental health issues among its employees. It wasn't long before a psychiatrist, Dr. Howard, arrived on the scene. Dr. Howard started a private practice, offering his services to the struggling factory workers. However, his practice wasn't immune to the influence of the town's economic powerhouse. The factory owners saw an opportunity in Dr. Howard's services. They began to fund his practice, allowing him to expand and reach more patients. However, this funding came with strings attached. Dr. Howard was pressured to diagnose and treat the workers in a way that benefited the factory owners. This meant prioritizing treatments that would get workers back on the factory floor as quickly as possible. Long-term mental health solutions were often sidelined in favor of quick fixes. This approach led to a cycle where workers would return to the stressful conditions that had caused their mental health issues in the first place. This case study illustrates the profound impact that capitalism and power can have on psychiatry. The factory owners used their economic influence to shape the way mental health was treated in the town. This, in turn, perpetuated a cycle of poor mental health among the factory workers. Chapter 2: Lessons Learned. So, what have we learned from this? Firstly, capitalism can shape the way we perceive and treat mental health. In our case study, the factory owners used their economic power to prioritize quick fixes over long-term solutions. Secondly, power can influence the practice of psychiatry. The factory owners in Millville used their power to control how mental health was treated, perpetuating a cycle of poor mental health among their workers. And finally, this case study highlights the need for independent psychiatry, free from the influence of economic and political power. Only then can we ensure that the mental health of individuals is prioritized above all else. In conclusion, the intersection of capitalism, power, and psychiatry is a complex one. It shapes the way we perceive and treat mental health, and can have profound implications for individuals and communities. By understanding this, we can better advocate for mental health practices that prioritize the well-being of individuals, rather than the interests of those in power.